Disclaimer, there will be no pictures in today's recap. Quick disclaimer, there will be no pictures in the recap. Well, at least not the multiple ones. Enjoy. Hey, 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 this is your recap auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to all of my new rascals and my seasoned rascals. Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you so much for coming by. We are here to do a full recap of episode number 187 of Beyond the Gates. Ain't that's why you here? All right. You been hearing about me, right? How y'all doing today? Y'all making it? Hopefully you is. I am, honey. I am here. I have a busy evening, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing started. Try to get this uploaded. But in the meantime, in between time, since you here, you might as well go ahead and like, subscribe, thumbs me up, put that little bells on, the one on the left and the one on the right. Go ahead and do that. And if you have an extra moment, go ahead and hype me. Hype me. HYPE me for BTG for recap auntie. All right. Do that for me so I can make it up there amongst the stars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Let's go ahead and knock on these gates since we back home. Ain't no more Winterfest, ain't no more galas, ain't none of that. All of that is out the way. We are here to see what we finna do. All right, we're gonna have a good time. So everybody got their chairs together, they got their drinks in their hand, they ready for the bullshit. Sometimes it's some good bull, you know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this recap started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, honey, we are at the red door. We see actually Tyrell got a smile on his face. Comes back over there at the red door. He got his sister with her. Why they got this big old bowl in the back of her head? He was like, "Did I just enter into the Wayback Machine?" Child, he lifts up some books and he was like, "What are you doing with these things?" She was like, "Honey, they are called books. And I am researching successful initiatives to provide the unhoused with access to health care." Wow, this girl is serious. Why did you not ask your friend Google or your AI friend? That's what I was thinking. Me too, Tyrell. Man, you just can't help but rub that shit in, can you? Oh, yeah, he said. No phone. I guess being grounded really paid off. He's such an evil child. Nothing to do but learn. Arm yourself with knowledge, my dear brother, you motherfucker. You must really want to help June for you to resort to using media from the Stone Age. She said, "Look, this ain't just about mama, okay? Pop dropped that challenge in my lap, honey, and I'm just running with that shit." And Pop and Dad have returned. Hey, Martin. Hey, Smitty. So I guess she got all these books. And so Smitty was like, "Well, damn, I guess everything went pretty good with the library." She was like, "Honey, I love it there. Those librarians are like wizards, honey. They know where everything is and where to find it. That's what they're paid to do, honey." Smitty said he has a special place in his heart for those people. So I wonder, is that like a line from maybe his parent might have been a librarian in real life or something like that? Or was that Martin? Let me rewind that to see who said that. Yep, that was Smitty. It looks like he got a bag of groceries, honey, with some silly wabbit cowits. Because you can see the stems hanging out the bag. So it makes me wonder, what is a parent of his, or was he a former librarian or something? He said it's a special place in his heart for those people. You know, sometimes they'll throw little real shit in there, like they did at the Winterfest about having Eva star on a soap opera. Whatever, y'all. You know, I'm gonna add that to my list to my free clinic. Everybody gets a library card. Did you? Oh my God! Did you know that the library is center for so many services? Yeah. You say one thing to her, and then bam, she goes on a whole other tangent about that place. Leave her alone. You so miserable. Both of y'all are just the most miserable children. Back in the day, back in my day, that's all we had was the library. We didn't have no computers. If you wanted to write a paper, baby, you had to go to the library, and then I had to walk. Literally, I had to walk to the library to write a paper. Yeah, it wasn't fun. But, you had to do what you had to do. Check out, and you better return those books back to the library, baby, or you're going to have hell to pay, plus interest. Martin says, and that's the fuck how dreams are made in the library, little sucker. So he gives Samantha a little red gift. What's in the bag? So Tyrell was like, wait a minute for her. No way, shut up. What she get? I just got my life back. I'm gonna guess that it's her phone. The patient is exhibiting some signs of stress, likely intensified by the holiday season. This is Nicole. I guess she got a pain in her neck and she's talking into her phone about a patient. I think she's talking about herself, honey. I'm recommending you hear her knocking at the door. I mean, she says, come in. And it is Kyle bringing in a whole dozen of, well, those roses. Kyle, oh, hi. I wasn't expecting you. He was like, well, I thought I would take a chance and swing by and bring you this. Those are beautiful. Oh, she said the same thing right after I push play. They're beautiful. Thank you. You know, she's a flower girl. At least that's what Ted thinks. He says, well, it's not exactly a dinner for two at the obelisk, so. How did you know that I wasn't in a session? She asks him. So he kind of smiled. She guessed it. She said, that motherfucking Shanice. The man does his research. I like it. He was like, well, I might be newish in town, but that damn Shanice, I swear she has her pulse on the entire DMV. She really does. No, you have no idea, he says. Thank you for a great night last night. She's like, I had fun too, as she's rubbing the right side of her neck. He was like, you all right? She said, yeah, I think I slept wrong. Girl, if, if you would have let him stay, I think you would have slept right. He was like, wow, you know what? I didn't sleep well myself last night either. Here, let me take a look. So he puts his hand on her shoulder, baby, and starts to squeeze. Oh, you are a masseuse now? She's looking at him in his eyes. He says, look, I am still an orthopedic surgeon, but I did rack up a few PT pro tips over the years, he said. He said, you know, with all those rehab experiences. Here, sit down. Let me take care of that for you. She sits down. She's like, mm. He was like, tilt your head this way. She leaned her head to the left and to the right. He said, yeah, there. So he taking that thumb, baby, and just digging all down that spine and her bike. No, I didn't expect to see you so soon after Winterfest. Oh, he says, well, since we're being so direct, clearly I just couldn't keep my hands off you. And then we get the bop, 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 bop. Hey. Well, we are at the hospital and we see Shanice and Ashley come in. And so Shanice was like, wait a minute, look at this, honey. You girl, you spend a time at the Winterfest and then you come back looking like you all got dipped in some diamonds. By who? Because it wasn't no Derek and it definitely wasn't no Andre. I mean, you just shining. Oh, stop, she says. Shanice was like, honey, some of us have to actually work for a living, honey. Shanice was like, so tell me, girl, was it incredible? I mean, it was beyond anything I could have imagined. Honey, I don't know how they do it, but when the Duprees set out on a mission, honey, they take it to the wall. Fundraisers, parties, weddings. Speaking of, this is Shanice still talking, honey. What was that like? Being in the same room with Andre and his new wife all night. Actually, she says, Danny and I came to an understanding. Knock, knock. Oh my God, it's freezing out there. That is Danny, honey, coming over to her guest house. And there's cats sitting in there. And so I didn't even notice their tree. She's, oh my God, look at your tree. It's so pretty. It's like it's pink. It's so pretty. So Danny gives Kat a little hug. And so Kat is working on her tablet. What are we looking at? Danny says. And Kat was like, bitch, corporate secrets. Mind if I take a peek? Danny says. And Kat was like, honey, I thought you would never ask. So they talk a little bit about the sketches that Chelsea's been working on. And Kat was like, these are her out of the box designs. You know, she's working on them, but they are not quite ready for production just yet. It's giving futuristic, Kat says. Danny was like, girl, I see that. She's playing with texture. Vintage versus what's next. Kat was like, honey, I think that girl is creating something that's going to really set us apart from the pack. She says, I'm so proud of her, Daddy says. I'm so proud of me for creating such a marvelous human being. Girl, you didn't do that by yourself. Her pappy had a lot to do with it. Speaking of her pappy, they better pick up his storyline today. So where is she, by the way? Danny asked Kat. She said, honey, she's on a walk with Madison. which means I get to play some hooky. So Kat was about to go out. I'm on my way out. And you hear her phone says, click, click. Hold that thought, Auntie. So she looks at her phone and she got like a really sad look on her face. And so Danny was like, hey, gorgeous. Is everything all right? And she just looks sad. If she needs to talk to anybody, it should be Danielle, honey, because they're so much alike. So I guess we're doing a rewind of, I said, speaking of the pappy, we're doing a rewind of Bill right before he passed out. So she's asking him for a refill of the tea. He says, no, baby. Haley, I feel like Bill, wake up. Can you hear me? First thing she does is call Randy, her stupid ass. Cause you know they're gonna check her phone to see what she doing calling him. She don't think about nothing. She said, oh my God, pick up, pick up. So he's at Orphy Jeans. He talking about, what's up, cuz? I didn't expect to hear from your ass so soon, he said. Yeah, I didn't expect for Bill to collapse, but he did. Baby, get up. She's trying to make Bill get up. See, she didn't expect for that dosage to be like that, like that. Shit. I'm just saying, girl. Seeing them at Winterfest was like anything, everything but normal, girl. This is back at the hospital. Because Shanice was like, I mean, you tell me it was everything, but I mean, what was it really like? Don't be trying to piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, girl. I mean, Ashley just interrupts her, like, girl, it was fine. Stop looking for a mess when there was none, all right? I mean, I wish them well and I meant it. And Shanice was like, honey, I'm just saying it's hard to get over a man as fine as that Rich is saying. Oh, shit. Ted comes up there right beside her because his last name is Richardson. He talking about, are my ears burning? She was like, burning ears, honey. You know that there are doctors that you can see about that, baby. No, no. He said, no. Well, no, I just thought I heard my name about how fine I am. She says, honey, you are the only praiseworthy Richardson around here. That's what Shanice said. He's like, well, honey, if you praise one, baby, you got to praise us all. We all fine. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about Andre. I mean, that damn Shanice gonna tell everybody's business. Ted was like, Andre, anything I missed? Anything I missed between you and my nephew? He said. She says, no, I was just telling Shanice how he and Danny looked great at Winterfest. He said they did, but I thought Shanice was telling you all about our adventure, baby. And Ashley was like, you had an adventure, and Shanice was just start back typing, honey. Okay, girl. This I've got to hear because she's really damn quiet for the first time since I've met her ass. Ted Ted is a mess. He winked in, he says, well, are you gonna tell her or shall I? Then he winked at her. And so Shanice was like, oh. So I was right. We back at the red door. Samantha's big surprise in the red bag was her phone back. Well, that was the big surprise. She gets her phone back. This is more than just a phone. It's a vote of confidence. Trust has been restored, Samantha says. My punishment is over. And Smitty was like, don't forget, the love has never left the room. Oh, thanks, Dad and Pop. Oh. So Martin is telling her, look, it's just a way for us to keep the communication channels open at all times. Just talk to us about anything, all right? So Terrell was like, does that mean that everything is changing with the rules about how will they obey the rules if we don't punish them to the fullest extent of pop law? Martin was like, look, nigga, I hope that you saving up all these stand-up jokes for some money that's gonna pay for your fucking college. Boom, boom, boom. I'm just saying, I am not that predictable, Martin says. Nah. He says, and I don't sound nothing like that. And they was like, Smitty was like, not one bit, darling. Yeah. And no, not at all, Samantha says with a really Cheshire grin. Your voice is so much deeper, but it sounds the same. The words are definitely the same, Pop. Anyway, it's a light moment. We're not gonna go through all of the blah 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 blah. So they started talking to each other and playing pillow fight, and Samantha was like, "Wait a minute, nigga, my makeup." It was cute, real cute. So we're back at the guest home, and so Danny and Kat are talking. I'm looking forward to this because I've always wanted to see them talk because they're more the same. They're very much alike. So Danny asks Kat, "Girl, I thought you were wild about Tomas. What the fuck?" I am. Then why in the world are you not leaping at the opportunity to move in with him, girl? It's a gigantic step, Cat says. And Danny was like, girl, but if you have a future with him, it's the greatest next step, honey. So exciting, all the possibilities, Danny says, unless you are afraid that Tomas has picked up some of his mentor's questionable life ethics and workaholic tendencies, which I feel like, I think, did I mention that? I know I thought about it yesterday, but I feel that if they moved in together, Tomas would be at the office more. I don't think that he would be that locked into Cat like he is now. I mean, he's a little bit of a workaholic, but I feel like that he would really be working just as hard. If you've seen Reasonable Doubt, and then you know the character Brian, aka he played Tommy on Power, then you know he worked a lot of hours with his ex-wife to the point where he finally became partner. So yeah, they work a whole lot of billable hours so they can get that partner role. And so if Tomas is doing that same thing, Kat won't see him a lot at the house. So Kat was like, "Oh my gosh, I hadn't even thought about that. Oh my gosh, girl, Danny, when you were married to Bill, was he constantly working, or did it just feel that way?" Work, honey, was Bill Hamilton's. It was always Bill Hamilton's first love. He put in all these hours of meeting and networking and defending the world, honey, and prepping and everything that a lawyer does. Ooh, she said, honestly, there were times when I thought that that man would work himself into an early grave. Girl, Randy said, what the fuck? Is he still breathing? We are back at Orphe Jean slash Bill Hamilton and Associates. And he's still spread out on the floor and she's still on the phone. If they, I'm going to tell you, that outfit is a mess. All between her thighs, it just looks a hot fucking mess. Oh, she looks horrible in this outfit. Um, if she ever got away with this, the first thing they're going to look at is her being a suspect. She'll, and then they're going to check her phone. Why are you waiting forever to get him help? I haven't checked, she says. He says, your ass need to check. Because he could be laying on that fucking floor listening to her. I mean, what if he's dead? I mean, I don't want to touch a fucking corpse. The man has been dead since you damn met him. You just didn't know that shit yet. Help me fix this. I mean, it's too soon. And he's laying on the floor, bitch. You just asked him to double up the dose. So now you scared. I can't make this look right. Look, slow down, all right? Tell me what exactly did you do, all right? How the fuck did this happen? It was just a little more tea than usual. How much more tea, bitch? I mean, how am I supposed to know? I'm not a barista. Script writers, all right? That was corny. Now his line was nice. He says, and I can't raise the damn dead. Fine. I'll figure it out. I always do. Her tough girl bullshit character is just it's like I said yesterday, it's so forced. FORCED. It's fake. It's not real. It's not convincing. I'm hoping Bill is laying on that fucking floor hearing every fucking word she says subconsciously. So when he wakes up out of it, he's having dreams like, you know what, baby, I heard you talking to some guy on the phone. Yeah, please listen to everything, Bill. Oh, child, we back in Nicole's office. That's how she was moaning. Is that good? Oh, very. You say, let's put this to the test. Kyle says. So she stands up and holds his hand, and he says, "How's it feel?" So she tilts her head to the left, tilts it to the right. You are a miracle worker, Dr. Rollin. He said, "I'm just damn motivated. That's all." That was quite the stunt you pulled last night, Dr. Dupree. Some would actually say that was a fundraising coup. Whatever are you alluding to? Well, he says, the bidding war. You tricked your ex into. Oh, really? Wow. Trickery, she says. I did nothing of the sort. Because I remember she said it was her who bought the gift card, but I guess she wanted to make him pay, Ted pay. So I guess he did pay. He was like, huh, huh, going with denial, huh? Why does it matter that Ted spent all that money? It all worked out in the end. Everyone got what they wanted. He said, oh, did it now? He said, but did I get what I wanted? Because I do recall asking for another date at the end of the evening. I'm still tabulating, Nicole says. We're back at the nurse's station, and Ashley says, "Honey, that elevator is cursed. I'm telling you. You know, they were really just fixing that shit again last week. Well, I guess they better need to go ahead and still work out a few kinks." Shanice said. Well, Ashley says, that must have been awful. She's just smiling at Shanice. And Shanice was like, yeah, it was challenging at times. And so she looked at Ted and he was like, yeah, you know how it is. Close quarters, emergency situation. Good chance to get to know my colleague, see what she's made of. Yeah. Sees what makes her tick, Ashley says. How she stays cool and collected when everything's falling apart around her. He says precisely. So he went back to start typing. Ashley was like, honey, what spell? What did you learn? I've learned that our brave and resourceful nurse is afraid of burglars. Because he was going to say birds, baby. That's none of Jen's bit. See? Teach Jen. None of Ashley's business. God dog it. Burglars? Ashley says, yes, burglars. I'm terrified of them. Well, Ashley was like, well, honey, who ain't scared of no damn burglars? Dr. Richardson, don't you have some patients that you got to see today? Shanice says. He looked at his watch like, nah, I got some time. Shanice was like, I heard, honey, that you were very full today. Who told you that? He says, maybe a little burglar told you that, huh? They're so cute. He reached in and he whispered, he said, look, that secret is mine now. Now you're in trouble. So he picks up his things and he was like, excuse me, ladies. Then he walks us off. He's funny. So he leaves, and so Shanice is like kind of got a little bit of a glow. And so Ashley was like, so Dr. Richardson. So she looks at her like, is that all you have to say? Girl, that ain't even no complete sentence. Unless there's something you would like to add. I'm getting back to work, Shanice says, and so are you. Okay? All right, girl. I'm gone, Ashley says, honey. But I haven't forgotten. Honey, we hear a ding. So guess what? The hobbler has turned into just what it was. Now he's walking in there like he's Tiny Tim from A Christmas Carol, Scrooge. Y'all know Tiny Tim. He walks with one crutch. So yeah, now Derek is one crutch. Shanice was like, "Oh my God, it finally happened. This motherfucker has lost his damn mind." I guess he just transitioned from the walker to the cane. I mean the crutch without her permission. So yeah, we're back at the guest house, and Kat tells Danny, honey, Tomas ain't nothing like no Bill. He is determined to keep his work life and his personal life properly balanced. He's a lawyer, girl. And the most important fact about being a lawyer, their job is to win. Tomas is nothing like that, Kat says. He means what he says, and he's all in when it comes to us. Right now, girl, when it comes to being a partner, I saw Reasonable Doubt, honey, and mm-mm. Okay, so Kat says she's the problem. So, um, Danny was like, "Girl, never, honey. You just take your time. You're just being very careful. You just take your time and then you move on." And so Kat walks away from her, and then she looks at her award on the mantle. It's like an appreciation award that she got from Banneker University. So don't know why she would get up and look at her award. Maybe she doesn't feel fulfilled. Maybe that's it. So Danny says, honey, sometimes I wish I could take a page out of your book, honey. Rewind this whole episode and start all over. So Kat was like, well, what would you tell yourself? Honey, that you don't need somebody else to complete you, honey. That you are more than enough on your own. But if you choose to level up, honey, move in, baby, and take up all the space you need. And when I tell you that Danny is wearing that asymmetric skirt, it's crisscross and it looks like it's a peplum isk, but the peplum is just as long as the skirt. Oh my God, this girl. She never gets it wrong. Even when Chelsea was, I said this before, but even when Chelsea's ass was tied up in a wedding gown in that damn cabin, that bitch looked good in jeans and no makeup. She really did. She said, well, just go in there, occupy his world, honey. Let him know that you're there. Let the world know that you're there. And there is nothing that can get between you both. And nothing will. Bill! So he laying, honey, move, damn it. She beating him on his damn chest. Move, damn it, move. Ma'am, come on now, please. This is neither the time or the place. Come on, please. Then she slapped the fuck out of him. He like, uh, oh, thank goodness. Baby. What the hell? He sound like damn Frankenstein. Sound like he was in a deep high. Shit. Why the fuck am I on the floor? Do I need help? No, baby. No, no, you don't. All you need is me, and I'm not going anywhere. I think that she really did. Well, no, I ain't gonna give that bitch the benefit of the doubt. She just didn't. She wanted to plan his death. She wasn't prepared for it. That's what that was. I bet you Timmy was like, "Let that bitch just slap me one time. We're gonna do one take. She ain't gonna slap me more than once." Couple days like, "Come on, it's in the script, Timmy. It's in the script, man. Just let her do it one time or one to fucking time. Shit." We gonna they have fight calls, so she could pretend to slap him and somebody could have did a slapping sound off stage because we've seen that before. I've done a fight call when I did The Color Purple and I was Sophia. And in the fight, in that bar scene, you have to get into a fight with Squeak. So I had to do a fight call because you don't want to get injured or anything like that. And he's so light skinned, you don't want that damn bruise to be on his face. So I have a feeling that when she slapped him, it looked like she slapped him, but the camera like panned away real quick. It was real quick. You probably wouldn't have caught it. And yeah, because that nigga wasn't gonna let her slap the shit out of him unless he wanted her to do it. But if he did, it was gonna be one take, nigga. One. You're gonna lose a limb if you try to pry that thing from her. We're back at the red door, and so Samantha's looking through her phone. Oh my God, I miss so much. Oh no, the Barrington Debutante Society just posted their winter schedule for this year's Debs. I can't wait. There will be a debutante ball. Don't worry about where I knew about it, but we will see that. Anyway, yeah, there she's talking about how her coming out is very important. Thank God she got her phone back in time so she'll be able to be presented. And so yeah, there will be definitely a debutante. Anyway, they take it very seriously and yeah. So it's gonna be cute. I can't wait to see them all. So she finds out that she's already missed one etiquette class, and so Smitty was like, "I'm sure that you already know enough having dinner with your great grandmother, so you're good, girl." So yeah, if she's so worried about it, they'll work with her. So you are a good man, Kyle. We're back at Nicole's office. He says that means a lot coming from you. Why? Am I a harsh critic? He said, no. I know you can read people, both in here and out there, he says. Then why don't you let me do what I do best? Well, you've got my attention, he says. You never did divulge your secret single behaviors. Wait a minute, you think that I have more than one? Oh, I am hurt. We've all got some. He says, do we now? I like their little chemistry. Now he is, I think a few of y'all said that he's a little bit slimmer than when he was on Queen Sugar. Because he was thicker and he was a cop. I used to love to see him and Nova together. Oh, it was so good to see together. So I'm just happy to see him on the screen again. He was like, "Oh, I didn't know that I was getting a free therapy session today." Who said it was free? But to be clear, this is definitely not an official session. But since I did put my neck in your hands, he says it's only fit that I put my psyche in yours. Please hit me, Doc. Well, before we dive deep, is there anything that you would like to volunteer? Well, there is one thing that you should know about me, he says. She says, lay it on me. I tend to leave dirty dishes in the sink for far too long. Don't we all? Well, I do. I ain't got no dishwasher, so I can't do past, and I don't have a lot of dishes. That's why I buy paper plates. She said, that hurts. He says, that bad. Remember, you said that it was either going to Winterfest with me or doing dishes. I guess I was the easy win. Oh, so you do think it was a win, huh? I think I'm the psychiatrist and you are deflecting. Let's get to it, shall we? You are a traveling orthopedic surgeon. I am. Why the traveling part? He says new experience, travel different places, new environment and cases. Yeah. Now he got on two silver chains. All right, go ahead, Kai. What's the real reason? He says the truth is, after his wife passed away several years ago, it's just never been the same. No place has really felt like home, he says. Kyle, I'm sorry, I shouldn't. He says she has no reason to apologize. It was a heart attack, sudden. Wow, he says, after losing the one person that you were supposed to grow old with, it's something he's still working on. She says, me too. He scared the life out of me passing out like that. Back at old Powerpuff Girl and Big Jolly Green Giant. He says, shit, he don't remember nothing. How the fuck did that happen? You just killed over. How do you feel, baby? Like hell. He said everything is spinning and tilted like a trifling ass, trashy ass carnival ride or something. So she got on her phone and he looked over there because she started asking him what could she get for him. So he was like, "Who the fuck are you calling? 911. We got to get you to the hospital." No, baby, no, no, no. What she was doing was texting Randy to tell her to call him, to tell him to call her. Y'all know what the fuck I meant. He was like, "No, no, ain't no need for that. No, we have to call them, and we need to find out why the fuck did you pass out so that it never happens again, Bill." I think I know exactly why I passed out. Sorry, y'all. Forgot to press pause. Y'all be hearing that TV in the background. I have some follow up questions which you are not allowed to answer, but just know, honey, we are back at the guest house. And this is Danny asking Kat these follow up questions. Just know, honey, that I will find some other way to ask your ask again. So Kat was like, okay, as long as it stays between us. Danny was like, girl, I don't tell your mother everything most of the time. Ask away. Slowing things down and hesitating with moving in with Tomas. Is it because of how things played out with him and Eva? I did not like this sentence from Kat. She says that was not ideal for her, but she has forgiven him. So why do you forgive him but not her? I mean, it's sister. I get that. I don't know, but she says she forgave him. So let's break this shit down. Danny says he's not in danger of working himself into an early grave, and you're sure that he's not the type to stray again, right? So where the fuck is the deal breaker, girl? You're gonna think I'm crazy, Kat said. Danny was like, girl, who the fuck are you talking to? Girl, I'm the queen of crazy. Zay. Dad, nay. I allowed myself to fall for him, Kat says, to dream big dreams with him, to relax and accept that he's going to love and protect me. I can be happy and build a life and a home with this man. Picture perfect, Danny says. She's like, and? Oh, she says she's afraid that something will come along and take him away from her. Well, that means you don't trust him. And you can't live with somebody that you don't trust. So, and loss like that, I can only imagine. We're back at Nicole's office and she's talking with Kyle about his loss of his wife. He said, well, you can definitely more than imagine. I mean, you've been there, you are there. She says, and you handle it he says, by doing my traveling doctor thing. So instead of him spending time at home thinking and missing his wife where he lives and works, so he bounced. She's like, a few months here, a few months there. He said, yeah, and in time I do spend time with my kids who are already grown, honey. Left the house when she passed away. He was like, it works for us. Now, we really didn't get into the old, the whole TED talk too much last night. So shall we? Sir, I am the one with the pen and pad at the moment, Nicole said. He says, fair enough. Next question, Doc. I like that he plays a little direct. Well, he plays very direct, but he plays a little coy and shy a little bit. But he's honest. I need for him to talk about this Playboy time. When he bounces, who is he bouncing on? That was part of the description that we read. So I like that he plays the coy but confident doctor. Yeah. I read that one of you guys said that Carlton is not on the show anymore. Is that true? That would be good competition for them to kind of sort of. He'll be hurt if he knows that she moved on with him, but not with Carlton. But I'm like, Carlton, man, you best friends with my ex-husband. You're like a brother to me. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't work for her. Although he's handsome and everything, I can understand why she's not as willing to go forward with Carlton as she is with Kyle. Vacation, she says. Beach or city? He said, oh, hell, man, you can get lost in the city. She says, interesting. He says, and you? Bagels, toasted or not? He says, you know what? Depends on the spread. I'm strategic like that. What spread, honey? Sports or theater, she says. He says, both. Ooh, plot twist. He says he loves a great fucking show, Shakespeare or Super Bowl. I love you because you like theater. Yeah, you love theater, so that's cool for me. Like me and my boo, theater and sports. So yeah, I like Kyle. I like him. He was like, okay, doc, any more diagnoses? You got a diagnose for me yet? One more question. What kind of adventure should I expect if I said yes to that date? Ooh, he says, well, that depends. Are we staying in or are we going out? Ow! Stay there. Don't move. It may take Ashley a while to get back with that wheelchair. That is Shanice talking to Derek because again, he's Tiny Tim, meaning he has one crutch. He tells Shanice, girl, I'm fine, girl. Derek. He says, I'm cool. You are insane. She says, where the fuck is your walker? He says, it was too clunky. So I decided to be a little bit creative, he says. Fuck. She says, by using a hockey stick as a cane. Yeah, that's creative way to break your leg or even twist your fucking spine, honey. He says it's perfectly safe. She pointed to herself, look, professional physical therapist, professional firefighter. She pointed at him. She says, I know you smoke eaters. Life of danger, living on the damn adrenaline. He was like, that's me. And your ass can go back to being you when I say so. I didn't even notice that he was walking in there on the damn hockey stick. I thought it was a crutch. Damn. She said, but right now, honey, stay safe is your motto. He said, it's got no pizzazz, he says, no excitement. She said, tell me that shit when the next hospital gets to host your fucking broken body. He's got this bad boy image now, the black leather, no chain. If he had like a gold chain on, he'd be really like gangster leather. I mean, boy, bad boy. But he's like, going against the grain, break all the rules type of bad boy now. You see, he says, see, that's your problem, Shanice. You need to learn how to live a little, girl. She said, well, all the progress you made, you want to stroll up in here like you said, stop stressing, girl, he says. Just stop stressing. I've got this, all right? Watch me work. Hey, watch me, hey, watch me work, work, watch me. I'm so old. Then he talking about his cane got fucking style. He about got Jolly Green Giant on damn Shanice just tripping all over that little part of the hockey stick. So she was holding him up. She said, I got your ass. So you were saying, honey? Hmm? We're back at the red door. They talking about that damn, what is it, debutante thing, etiquette class, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to talk long. Let's see what they're talking about. I pick out what's needed, honey. What's the big deal? You only missed one seminar, Tyrell said. It makes it look like that I'm not taking this thing seriously, dummy. It's about our legacy. Because he's like, what's the big deal? "Yeah." So we found out that all of the ladies have taken place in this debutante except for Danny, Chelsea, and Anita. Anita was busy, too busy being a superstar, and Danny and Chelsea were busy modeling. So yeah. Weird conversation there. Martin is bigging up everybody because there was a book that Samantha's reading about regulations and shit, and isn't that my handsome son and my wonderful husband and beautiful daughter? Looks like you all are ready for a political campaign. Can we all say yay? Yay, they say. Next. So he said, we need to get together before my next public appearance, Martin says. And he says, I promise you, those will be fewer this next time around. They was like, oh shit, yay! They was real happy about that. He said, look, message received. So I guess they don't like all that public appearance bullshit that comes along with the political campaign. So Martin has to skedaddle and have lunch with his pappy, Ted. Thank goodness. So he leaves. We are back at Bill Hamilton and Associates, and he's breathing. He does look like a Mack truck hit him right in the middle of his them bags under his damn eyes. He says, now that he think about it, I think I passed out from not eating anything this morning. Bill. I know, baby. I had just had to fast before I had the blood work done. That's all. I didn't have my bacon, egg, and cheese, and my grits, and my sausage, and my pancakes. Well, that does make sense, she says. That intermittent fasting is tough. I can eat maybe 2 meals a day. I can't do three. I just can't. I'll eat this morning and probably won't eat nothing else until tomorrow, or maybe something small for lunch. But he could have, maybe he is the type of breakfast man. He needs something in his stomach to start his day. No, it was that damn poison on that empty stomach. If he had some food in his, if he had some victuals in that belly, then that poison would have locked onto that. He wouldn't have passed out. But because he ain't have nothing on his belly, it probably went to his bloodstream quicker. That nigga was dead for less than a minute, or at least according to the stories, at least 10 minutes. She was like, "Wait a minute, nothing to eat?" He was like, "No, all I had was that damn tea that you made me." Baby, you can't do that to yourself. No wonder I got lightheaded, he says. You know what? That settles it, she says. You need food. So that's the secret. If that nigga don't eat anything, that'll kill him. Because she slapped him in the face. But if he eats, it'll be a more of a slow kill. And hopefully she will still slow down on the concoction. So I'll go see and if there's something in the break room. So she gets up with her booty shorts and boots. He looks at her talking about she's too good to be true. No, she ain't. Ooh. Ooh, I got a jump in my belly. Ooh. So ooh, let me finish this. He says, "Love you." She give him a kiss. So she leaves. And as soon as she left, he had this mean fucking look on his face. Then he looked across the room at that fucking cup. I think that motherfucker heard her on the phone. I think that he heard her on that fucking phone. I think he was out of it till she slapped him back. I think he heard her. She says yes to that date because he was like, "Are you gonna be surprised?" And yeah, she gonna go to that date. Ain't that something? She went on and said yes to him and no to Carl. But again, I already know y'all. Don't be fight with me. I know it's just too close for comfort when it comes to dating Carlton. I get it. I get it. He says, "Tell me, what did it for you? How in the fuck did I make the cut?" Time is up, Dr. Rollins. He just giggled. I want to know too. What about him that made him be a yes, and Ted and Carlton, everybody else is a hell no. So after she said his time was up, he got up. He was like, "Nah, nah, 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 nah. I don't think it is." All right now. I wish I could be more like you, Aunt Danny. That's what Kat tells her. And Danny was like, "Honey, never, ever, ever let your mammy make you hear you say that shit, girl. She better not ever hear you utter those words out loud. She will banish me from your damn life." But elaborate, honey, please. What is so great about being like me? Honey, the way you bounced back after what Bill and Haley did to your ass. Girl, that was me crash landing all over the damn place, Danny said. There ain't nothing graceful about that plummet back to fucking Earth, girl. Ooh, that Christmas tree is pretty. And girl, you cannot compare that to the Eva situation. That's like comparing apples to that nasty, stinking fruit that lets out all of those damn putrid gases. And to be fucking clear, Bill's that stinking fruit. So Kat was like, "Girl, you got any advice for me, Auntie?" Honey, you are stuck in the in between. On one side, you're basking in finding the right man, someone who loves you, loves the sunlight and the moonlight and every iteration in the middle, honey. And on the other side is the true crime fan, and that's facts. She has definitely put that part of her on the back burner, who's very skeptical and a whole lot wary, honey. And that young lady needs time with her man to feel the love. Ooh, and time alone to figure out if this the love that she's feeling. Oh, Kat says you make me sound almost normal. Danny was like, "Baby girl, you are going through a major life change, honey." When I heard about what happened with Eva, girl, baby, you don't have to say a word, honey. I know. Tomas was your first love, your first everything, and he slept with the monster who ripped a hole in my life. That is what Kat says, and that's true. Danny is the only one that can really agree with her. I knew that Danny would give some great advice, but it's even better to hear it happen. It must have taken a lot of work to forgive him, Danny says. Ooh, she says, you know what, honey? You don't learn everything from a flawless runway, girl. It's the bumps and the stumbles and the slits and the slides that teach you who you are, what really matters, and what you might want to leave behind. But if that motherfucker does anything like that to you again, girl, Danny says, game done, game over, X, all of that. Because Danny put up with that shit when she was about Kat's age. You know what I'm saying? She put up with year after year after year of Bill's infidelity, his cheating, being in rooms with women that she don't know who he slept with, if he didn't, if he did, all of that. So she's like, don't just give him this one time, but if he does it again, we done. I think that's what she's battling. She's battling the fact that she forgave him. Out of all the people that he could have fucked around with, it was his sister. I mean, her sister, but not just her sister. This is the girl who broke up her family. So I think that she's battling with that. That's why she doesn't want to move in with him, because she doesn't trust him, or she doesn't trust in everybody else around him. Because if he would fuck on her with her sis, who else would he do it with? You know what I'm saying? So Danny was like, "You hear me, girl? And I do apologize in advance for what I might do to his ass." Kat was like, "Oh, honey, don't worry, honey. He's well aware." Good, Danny says. Now, what's next for your half sister and you? Ooh, she says, "What do you mean?" Kat says, "Girl, you forgave Tomas. Are you going to do the same for Eva?" That damn Kat had a soft look, but when Danny asked her ass about why you gonna forgive Eva, she started that attitude came up like she was switching. You know how we girls get with a little attitude, honey. No, fuck that. I ain't forgiving that bitch. So did Eva have a good time at Winterfest? This is Martin and Ted meeting at Orphe Jean's for lunch. We're not gonna go through all this bullshit. Ted is doing what he's supposed to do, spending time with his kids, but whatever, y'all. So Ted was like, it could have been better. So Martin says, yeah, if Kat would have showed up, right? And he was like, yeah. He was like, look, Dad, you can't force people to get along. Thank you. That's what I've been saying this whole damn time, Martin and Ted, everybody. You can't force people. People will do it in due time. Everybody has a way with it in dealing with things in their own time, and don't try to force people to get along. Then you make it worse. He talking about but they're sisters. And Martin said on fucking paper. Well, look at Nicole and Danny. He's like, yes, honey, and they grew up together. Yes, they did. And they grew up together in a way that no one else will ever do. Walk that path, honey. They didn't grow up together, Ted. You dumb mother. Well, he says, well, your kids weren't born to you and Smitty. And Martin was like, and we loved them at first sight. I'm liking this conversation. I thought it was gonna be about some bullshit, but I'm happy that Martin is really taking his sister's side. Although him and Kat be getting into it, but thank you, Martin, with your fine self. I like how his beard is shaped. It's really cute. So Martin was like, think about how Kat and Eva began. Well, Kat was feeling real strange in her gut about that bitch, and she always felt that that girl was off with that heifer because of the fact of how she landed in their family's lap. So she was right. He says, and we ain't listen. Look, you know what? Dana put her all up to that. Stop. Oh, Lord, this Theodore Richardson is getting on my nerves. And he talking about they're moving past it. He says, and your ass didn't believe the apple of your eye, the light of your life, the darling daughter of Dr. Nicole Richardson. So I'm just supposed to accept everything that Kat says and just he says, look, Dad, I'm just playing the devil's advocate here, okay? Right or wrong. Right or wrong. Kat, you didn't take her word. I mean, and how you just ignored all the signs, all the warnings. You just did that. And she don't like that shit. And you were just taking Eva's side against her. He talking about he sounds like Cat. That's what Ted tells Martin. Uh yeah. And you talking about, and I think you sound like think you think the Cat is right. They grew up together. How you think they're supposed to but Martin says, I've been where she is. Bad things happen, and we have a right to feel the way we damn feel. Her indignation is righteous. I just hope that she doesn't let the past get in her damn way, Martin said. So pretty much Martin is talking about his past, and he said that shit almost ruined his damn marriage. So he says, Ted was like, well, I'm happy that you and Smitty were able to find a way to work out your marriage. He was like, yeah, I mean, I hate what I did, and I hate what things happened to my family, but he's learned a valuable lesson. He says, I hate what you fucking did, but I learned a valuable lesson. I just don't hate what you did. But you learn from it, and then, you have to take it as a valuable lesson. There's always a bad ending, but also a beautiful beginning. I did that, Ted says. He says, you showed me the way and you made me a better father. No, you didn't, because like I said, that nigga, he ain't father of the year. No. So Ted was like, well, damn, how am I supposed to go to work after this? This is a good feeling. I can fly. So he's about to take out his wallet to pay. And, Martin was like, I got it, Dad. I'm cool. I got you. Like, man, I'm a lucky man. You sure are. I'm not sitting in no damn wheelchair. Well, your ass ain't gonna be hobbling out of here with no damn hockey stick. Well, why don't we just sit and just figure this out? We are back at the hospital, and that's Ashley bringing out a wheelchair for Derek. He said he don't want to fucking sit in that thing, so she's telling him that maybe he needs to just sit a little bit. Put him on crutches, Shanice. Isn't he on crutches? No, he's on the walker. He's on that walker. Just put him on crutches. Oh shit. While Ashley is helping Derek sit down, Randy gets off the elevator and goes to the nurse's station asking Shanice he's looking for a friend. He collapsed because he went straight to the hospital. I think that he didn't get the phone call that Haley had told him to call her. So she was like, "Well, did you check the ER?" Shanice says. He was like, "You know what? Every time he gets here, he tends to come to this area. So, do you think you could check your little computer and see if he's here?" I like when Randy be switching that, that code switch. Maurice, I don't know if you still listen, baby, but I like when you do that code switch shit. That's cute. It's cute. Does this friend have a name? Shanice says. He was like, you know what? That's all right. So he just left and got back in the elevator and went away. And Shanice was like, mm-mm, that fuck was about. Thanks for the help. Don't mention it. We're back with Ashley and Derek, honey. Ashley, don't be confusing his heart, girl, because you're going to hurt him again. I see it. You're going to hurt him again. Don't do it, Derek. I like his haircut. Don't do it. So she says she's sorry. She didn't take, accountability for her actions around the proposal and around the engagement and all of that. She says she's very, very sorry. He says, to be honest, he should have let go a long time ago before he did. He said he just held on too much longer than what he had planned. So he apologized for not letting go sooner. He says things might have been different between you and Andre. She's like, no, we both screwed up, okay? Mutual Forgiveness Club, he says. Put me down for a lifetime subscription, dude. So they both forgive each other, and while they're talking and forgiving each other, we see Shanice with a cane. So she has an official medical cane for him. I think that would look better. He just need to bedazzle it and be, get a little blinged out jacket and be cute. So she comes over there with the cane. She said, "Here's one thing about rehab: um, you can't move forward if you're leaning on old habits." So she gives him the cane. So he says he wants that hockey stick. She was like, "No, the cane is what you're gonna do, and you better use that cane until you're cleared to move on without it. All right? Ain't no more hockey sticks over here." And make sure that you drink every drop of that OJ. All right? It's the fastest way to spruce up your blood sugar. And is there anything else that I could do? I've heard that that food would help your blood sugar. Is there anything else, baby? He said, "No, I'm just sorry that I scared your ass." You, baby, on the floor like that? I mean, baby, what if you had another stroke? All I can see was images of my life without you as she's smiling in the fucking atmosphere. Babe, I already told you that my life insurance policy is more. Babe, please, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about you. You, you are irreplaceable. Well, if it makes you any better, he says, let's do it. Let's get me checked out by a professional. She looked like, you really do think Pop will make us his priority this campaign season? We're back at the red door. That is what Samantha asks. So Smitty was like, sure he will. Why wouldn't he? And they say blind love. I'm sorry. And they say blind love does exist. That's Tyrell, girl. And the kids pretty much tell him, like, you really do believe that he ain't gonna spend no much time. Okay, you just gonna get school, just get ready to learn some lessons and earn your F while you in class. Cause he is going to put this political campaign well way above your ass. Get ready, baby. We're ready. You ain't. So as we back at the hospital, because I didn't go through all of that. Martin wants he has good intentions on making sure that he has he's gonna have a lot of family time during this campaign. That ain't gonna happen. Anyway, we're back at the hospital. Derek leaves. Ashley is looking at him like, damn. Anyway, Ted gets off the hospital. He just misses Nicole and Liam getting to the elevator door. She says, till next time. He says, sooner rather than later. He said he already has some ideas about their dates. And we see Ted walking in like this mother. He says, and I'll be in touch. So he leans in and gives her a soft, gentle kiss on her left cheek while Ted is looking at while he's at the nurse's station. And then Nicole twitches away, honey. She take them little hips, honey. She be twitching while he looking. So Nicole leaves, and right before Liam gets on the elevator, he says, good to see you, Ted. And Ted was like, yeah, you too. And Shanice is looking like back and forth, like, fuck, did I fuck this up, girl? Shanice, I know what you was doing, girl. You was trying to get Nicole out the way, honey, so you can focus on Ty. She says, hey. He was like, Ted says, I really do want her happy, but it does hurt to see her move on without me. And Shanice was like, well, you are a good man. He says, and if I need some reminding from time to time, she says, you know where to find me. If you're telling me that I need to change into that same reformed Jezebel act to remind me what I need to do, Danny was like, girl, I'm not trying to do that. We're back at the gas house. And this is Kat talking to her auntie about, no, I ain't forgiving that bitch. Ooh, I mean, Kat just went on and on and on. Do I need to trust a stray who's been raised in the streets? You seen her fucking mother. I mean, and she finishes like, what more evidence than you fucking non-believers need to prove that they are okay? Okay, Danny said, wow, damn, fuck. I mean, shit, I thought I could hold a grudge. It's a gift, Kat says. Danny was like, so there's no chance. Honey, what are the fucking chances that your ass will forgive Haley? The same chances that I would forgive Eva's ass. Pretty much. Danny was like, yeah, I get it. They gave each other a hug. Thank God somebody gets it. Damn. Bill is testing her ass. Bill was like, a few minutes ago, I had to stop your ass from calling 911. He's still sipping his orange juice. Well, now that your condition has stabilized, and I realize that you're right. It'll be taking forever to be seen by the right doctor. Bill is looking at her like, bitch, I'm Bill motherfucking Hamilton. If I go in there right now, everybody would drop their stethoscope to see my ass. Kind of bullshit you feeding me. And you'll have more blood taken, and you'll have all the scans done, and you've already done that shit this morning. And then we'll have to wait around for results. He was looking at her like, I said all that shit. I just filled in the blanks for you. And that's what we do. And just this morning, Madison said that you were in tip-top condition. Besides, the Hamiltons solved the issue all by ourselves. He said, mm-hmm. We did, didn't we? A little bit of sugar makes everything sweet, especially you. You just got to remember to eat from now on after they gave each other a kiss. He does not trust her. He heard her on that phone. He might not be able to have made up the words, but his subconscious heard her ass talking over his body. But lucky for you, you got me. And I'll make sure that I'll take special care of you. Can't have you keeling on me again. And that is the end, honey, of a wonderful 187 episode. Oh my God, that was so good. Whew, okay, again, y'all already know what no pictures on here. It's gonna be one picture. That's it. Don't be asking me, Jasmine. I had a little date night, and then I had to go to a play the night before, last night, which was Wednesday night. So, and I had to fellowship with my theater people. So, ain't no pictures in this one. You're going to get one solid picture. But again, like I said, when I had a feeling, I'll drop these pictures in there, but I ain't doing it today. I'm just not. All right. Love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.